Alright, I think we're live. So today I wanted to do some of the more endings of Chongyun's quest, his hangout, and also explore a bit of Seirai Island because I realized there are some more stuff in there that I haven't actually explored yet. I'm pretty sure if I look at the percentage, it's got it's not gonna be very high. And I also just saw that there were stuff in there. But today I also just wanted to start off by maybe getting this ending. And I'll turn on the music too, which actually it's already on. But so here we talked to this child, yeah, who was at Liyue. I don't remember. Actually, let me remind myself. On the evil spirits trail. Child wants Chongyun's popsicle. Maybe I do remember I gave him popsicle, so maybe this time I'll not tell Chongyun to give him the popsicle and see where that leads. Okay, so also I'm getting to listen to them in Chinese now.
没事，别紧张，我们不是来找麻烦的，只是看到你站了很久，觉得你可能有心事。
心事，其实也没有，只是看见我妹妹的嘴很馋，每次吃到好吃的点心就会很开心。我是哥哥嘛，应该照顾她。但妈妈，
所以想要我的
So
冰棍吗？
I mean, we've already read this before. I'm just trying to listen to the Chinese voices now. And sounds alright, but I think I'll skip Dalong's voices and listen to Chongyun's.
有点难办了。其实我也只是冰棍对我来说很重要，接下来可能还要和妖邪战斗。如果没有了冰棍，我的体质
I'm not sure what I think about Chongyun's Chinese voice. It sounds okay, I guess, but there doesn't. It's not a whole. There's not much that stands out to me about it.
也对。那好吧。
Yeah, so I believe last time I chose the top one. So this time I chose the bottom one to give both instead of just the one.
全都送给你吧。
It goes.
真的吗？谢谢你，大哥哥，非常谢谢你。这样妹妹应该会很开心。我很久都没看她开。哦，她好像正在融化。对不起，我要赶快回吃虎岩了。
没想到用来压制阳气的东西，会让她这么开心。
Wait, he didn't know that popsicles are a popular treat for kids? That's a little odd. Wasn't he a kid at one
这下冰
point?
棍没有了，该怎么办呢？
Yeah, I feel like he could also just make them on
冰棍
demand
我
with
一般都会
his
找万明堂定
cryo
做。
abilities.
虽然材料不复杂，但万明堂生意红火，卯师傅很多时候忙得腾不出手。但既然已经没有了，还是只能去麻烦他。不要紧，没关系的。
Yeah, I was the one who convinced you. I'm a little worried, concerned about. So we got worried and also responsibility. And I don't know. They both make sense, I guess. Let's go with the
千万不要觉得这是你的
responsibility.
责任。我认为你做出了正确的选择。但既然你这么说，我也不该拒绝。那就去万明堂，跟我来吧。
All right. Huh. The cooldown on Sayu's E did not refresh, or it froze during the entirety of that cutscene. I would have thought the cooldown was tied to some other time system. So yeah, that's a little
卯师傅
surprising.
好像不在店里。香菱的话，果然
Xianglin.
也不在啊。
Yeah, it's definitely a sh sound, not a zh sound like I've been using
只能等他
before.
回来了。但是要挟的事要怎么办？哎，你很擅长料理吗？
I think again, Chongyun should be the one to make it. He should be able to just freeze it. It's not also popsicles aren't exactly that difficult for anyone to make if they have access to a freezer, right? It's just the freezer part that's hard in this world. Yeah.
那就麻烦你了，真是帮了大忙。
And the ingredients
这
are
个
also
我只知道
the
需要
other
水，
tough part, I guess.
但要压制阳气的话，不知道会不会需要一些
Yeah,
特
how
殊的
does it
东
do
西，
that?
比
Is it
如
just the cold?
植物、果实或者药材什么的。在这个方
Oh,
面，
hello, Nat.
你有什
Good
么经验
evening.
吗？
Thank you for coming by. Hope you've had a good start of your week. So Julian chili probably isn't a good idea. Sunsetia and Valberries seem like they'd be sweet, maybe. Mist flower and Xingshin, I don't even know what those really would taste like at all. Let's try the sweet.
听上去都是水果，
Oh wait, the
口
popsicles
感应该
aren't
比较
sweet?
清爽。
I thought they should
但
be.
我记得但既然是你的判
But
断，
yeah,
我相
wasn't
信
sure if I was gonna stream tonight, but it's probably gonna be a short stream. Only up to 2 hours, I think. We'll see. Maybe, probably less than that. Okay, look for Valberries and Setias. Well, I
做
already
冰棍
have
用的材
some.
料已经找到了吗？
Yeah, when Chongyun was my only cryo main DPS. Right? Wait, oh, there's some Setias on the other slab. And he was good at it, that's for sure. I'm sure he still could be good if I just gave him the artifacts from Ganyu
哇，
and
看
upgraded
上
his
去比
talents.
原来的那种冰棍要更好吃。我尝尝看。
And I guess I'd have to give him a good claymore, but I have I have a good number of pretty good claymores now.
水果的味道很浓郁，甜甜的，很好吃。但是对阳气的压制效果，好像不如我原来吃的那
Well,
种冰
probably
棍。
not, because I'm not a pro here, right? And not
没关系，用来应急功效已经足够。
Yeah, still working on Kokomi, right? Well, it's only been a couple days now, right? Or
这
less
种
than
冰棍
2
的味道
days.
真好，要是之前的孩子能吃到这种口味，肯定会更开心吧。也对啊。
Yeah, a sweet
那个
one
孩
would
子
be
也
better
提
for
到
kids, right?
家里的条件不好，降妖驱邪，其实也是为了让璃月的普通人。如果那个孩子真的需要我的帮助，我也算是做了同样。我记得那个孩子提到他去了吃虎岩，我们
So okay, just in the previous story split, we were going around tracking down actual exorcisms. This time, we are kind of just following this kid and helping him out, huh?
Yeah.
Is that his sister? And who's Yuyan?
这个东西你是从哪里搞来的？我
Oh,
印
is
象
that-
到你是去偷的。
I wonder if that's mom or maybe
没有
some
没有
other-
我是找一个好心的大哥哥
like
要
a
来的。
custodian of a sort.
你就在街头找别人要东西吃，我告诉过你了，这种事
I
怎
wish
么
they
能随
didn't
便找人
use
要东西
this
吃呢？
visual
这和要
novel
饭的有什么
style
区
for
别？
2 people. I feel like this is the first time I can remember the game using the visual novel style for 2 people at once like this, which is pretty standard in a lot of visual novels. Not in Type Moon visual novels these days, it seems. Certainly not from Mahoyo, and it sounds like for Tsukime Remake, but for most visual novels, they use a
他
style
们
like
主动
this.
问我的。
And it just doesn't look good. It doesn't look like they're talking to each other. It looks like, well, it looks like the visual novel, or another comparison would be a stage, maybe?
不要撒这种谎了，你应该老老实实认错。
抱歉，这位夫人，他的冰棍是从我这里拿的。
It
他没有
works
看
all
到
right when it's just
是我主
one
动送给他的。
character and it's like you're looking at them face to face. Or for your BP polearm. Oh, nice. Yeah, I was thinking now that I have every single BP weapon, I have to start thinking about
你是什
more
么人？
about how to
我叫重云，看我衣着的
prioritize
纸
like
是一
yeah
位丧事，
or not
听孩子讲了
constellations,
些家中之事，
refinements.
特来探望。
But maybe I'll get another polearm and give it to Zhongli and use it for him as a burst DPS or something like that. We'll see. Well, although an ER one might be better on him, I don't know.
这样啊，抱歉，看来是我误会他了。
As long as I can get the crit
对
rate
不
that he
起，大龙，
needs.
妈妈错怪你了。
Oh, so okay, that is the mom.
没事没事，那我可以和哥哥多说说话吗？
Nice popsicle, man.
嗯，
That's a good
我会记
name
得
for
照看好妹
Chongyun.
妹。妈妈还有点事，等会儿才能回来。
Like, since I was using him with Debate Club so much, he was...
好的，
It
放
looked
心吧，
less like he
妈妈
was
再
swinging
见。
around a sword as much as he was swinging around a club, because I guess he really was swinging around a club.
谢谢
And
你
the
们，
club kind of looks
不
more
然
like a
又要挨
popsicle
妈妈骂
than
了。
a sword does. And he certainly was freezing enemies with it.
冰冰凉凉，很好吃。
I'm just wondering, like, the popsicles, shouldn't they melt? I guess Chongyun's there to keep them frozen,
哇，
but
又有这么多，谢谢你们。
popsicles are kind of an inherently transient food. You can't just keep them forever unless you have a way of keeping them frozen, which we do thanks to modern technology.
记住
Not
了，
these guys
谢
though.
谢你们，你们就像侠客一样。
侠客，
Shaku. I guess that means heroes in
是我这
Chinese.
几天给妹妹讲的故事，她现在可崇拜侠客了，行侠仗义，锄强扶弱。
This works okay, but even then it's a little odd that the two kids would be standing side by side exactly like this. It's like the scene in The Shining. The two girls, the sisters, who by the way are not twins, contrary to popular belief, or I don't know how popular this belief is, but the two girls in The Shining, the ones who appear in the hallway, are not twins. They're 1 year apart. But they look very similar because they are sisters after all. And they're girls around the same age. But it looks like they're reenacting that or something like that. Because how often do you see kids just stand in perfect line like this
这
naturally?
这个
Kids are hard enough to make them. It's hard enough to make kids do that when you need them to, right?
果然是这样。那你们
Little
要好好相处哦。你们可以陪我们玩吗？我想和你们玩。别
Purpose
提
is
这种
pretty
任性
cute.
的要求，哥哥姐姐他们还有其他的要解释。啊，不可以吗？
哎，我那个
So is this hangout
不好意
quest
思，
is gonna
先
involve
借一
us
步说话。
playing with these kids with Chongyun? That's what.
他们两个
Gonna be?
人好像很期待，不答应的话一定会失望吧？
Okay, I guess there's yes or yes. That's the only option. It's like that K-pop song. I don't know what the name of the song is, but the chorus goes yes or yes.
嗯，好吧。不过
I'm guessing the song might be named Yes or Yes. That would make sense. But there are enough songs out there that are oddly named
没事
that
的，
I don't
只
know.
是稍微有点担心。平日里，我绝大部分时间都在降妖驱邪，修炼
Thaumaturgy.
方术。
So actually, this is not the first time he's mentioned that word, and I don't have a great sense of what that word actually means. So let's actually look it up. Dictionary thaumaturgy. The working of wonders or miracles. Magic. Okay. I guess that clears it up. That's the first time I've heard, or Genshin's the first
除
time
了
I've heard
修
that
炼，我还要
word
时刻注意
used.
我的情绪波动，避免体质
I
失控。
think. I know in Bakemonogatari, one of the enemies, or in Kizumonogatari, one of the vampires was named. Oh yeah, it's that song, Twice. Ah, okay, I didn't know it was a Twice song. And yeah, it's yes or yes, huh? Again, that makes perfect
所以
sense.
其实我几乎没
That
有
it
休
would
闲
be
娱乐的时
titled
间，
yes or yes,
也
given
不
the
太清
chorus.
楚要怎么和孩
I
子
don't
们
think I
玩。
would ever, I could ever blame Twice of being too unobvious when it comes to their song titles. Like, that song "What Is Love." Can you guess how the chorus of that song goes? Which,
他们
funnily
都叫
enough,
我
"What
大
Is
哥
Love" is
哥，
also
一
the
定非常
title
期
of
待
a
吧？
very famous hit
可
from the
是
80s, I think, or
我只会让他
90s,
们觉得无聊。
which was a very different song from the Twice song. Yeah. Simple, just be confident. Yeah, I've got you covered,
太好了，
Chongyun. I'll be
有
your
你这句话，
wingman.
我安心了很多。总之，那我们试试看吧。如果有我反应不过来的时候，你一定要帮帮我。
大哥哥回来啦！怎么样，可以一起玩吧？
It's also funny how these bubbles pop up. I'm not sure what they're supposed to signify, as if she's being really loud or something.
嗯，我会加油的。
No.
大哥哥看起来好紧张，没关系啦，我们先玩捉迷藏吧，就让大哥哥来当。
So I must admit, this story or this hangout event isn't exactly the most engaging, because at least the last time we were following
我来吧。
Chongyun around on a
这个
actual job sort of that he was seeking out, and that's sort of his everyday life. Here we're kind of forcing him, or maybe not forcing, but encouraging him to spend time with these kids that I don't really give two shits about. They're cute enough, I guess, but I'm not that interested in getting to know them. I'm more interested in Chongyun if it's for his hangout. He might not be familiar with the rules. Sure.
居然有不熟悉捉迷藏的人吗？
Oh wait, they're.
大迪，
I
爬
guess
起你来
maybe in
吧，鬼。
China or certainly in Liyue, it seems the hide and seek version is a ghost version.
我可没那么容易
Is
找到。
I imagine there are cultures where hide and seek
随便藏在
has
哪里都没有问题吗？
some sort of basic mythical structure about a ghost or something
那是
like
当
that.
然，这就是捉迷藏最好玩的地方。
Instead of just pure rules about
你可不要跟着我一
counting
起走，我的宝
and
贝地方
hiding
藏
and
不下两个
seeking.
人。
Okay, sure.
好吧，可是我还没什么想法。也对，
So Chongyun seems like
看看吧。
kind of person who's a bit too serious,
那我
maybe,
们走
huh?
啦，
There does
不
seem
准
to be a
偷
lot of
看，
characters
绝
in
对不可以
Genshin
偷看。
who are like that. Just a little too much on the serious and working side, and don't know so much about just, I don't know, having fun or chilling with people. And that's not all the characters, of course, or even most, but they do seem to be prominent. I wonder if that's a reflection of Chinese culture or what MiHoYo sees in Chinese culture or world culture. Is yeah, or it could just be completely random coincidence. Okay, it says find the 3 hidden people, and I'm in the area. Could be down here. This would be a good spot to hide in if I were a kid. But now I'm going out of the area, so it's more in towards here. Yeah, I wonder what kind of... Oh, here's Dalong. What kind of thought goes into the overall, like, character personalities and stuff when they
我输了，没想到你还
when
挺
they
擅
create
长
new
这个。
characters, right? And everything, just they must have like many layers of processes to figure out, like going from something in the imagination of an artist or multiple artists and character designers and world builders into the full final character that we see in the game today, like Sayu. Oh, there's Chongyun. There must have been quite a lot of layers of decisions made, and I wonder what that's like in the background of MiHoYo, and just like, yeah, how did they choose what they want, say, Chongyun to be like? It's only your first time. Yeah, why would you
我还
hide
觉得
there?
我选的地方应该
Why?
跟我平时追寻的要挟都是隐藏踪迹的大师，就
Really?
像这里，周围都是方正的东西，不少都积了灰， 而光
Yeah.
线
Uh,
也不能照得很通透。
This is
要是
reminds
人
me of a
喜欢
joke
左右
from this show called 30 Rock, which was a sitcom about 10 years ago, but they referenced a
啊，
it's
确
a
实
show
太紧
about
张
a
了，
TV
忽
show,
略了
and
最
they
应该
talk
注意的
about other
事。
fictional TV shows, where one TV show is apparently about a some prosecutor whose weakness is that he can't smell things, and it's made up as a joke, right? It's like it's a parody of some show where it has a blind doctor or something, or a deaf detective who's like really good, right? This guy, he just can't smell things, and it shows like a scene from it where he's confronting this guy who this criminal that he's caught, and he's like, but how did you catch me? How did you find the evidence? He says, yeah, but you made a fatal error. See, you didn't let me smell your secret documents, but you let me see your secret documents. And you know, it's just a one brief like
既然被
cut
找到了，
of
我就痛快认
a
输吧。
joke, but I just found that really hilarious, and it reminds me exactly of this. It's the whole idea is completely going over Chongyun's head, that you have to
不过投入进
focus
去
on
以
the
后，
sight
我觉得这种简单的
rather
游戏
than
也
the
很有意
magic
思。
properties, right? Which, who cares about the magic properties when you're playing hide and seek? A good thing you weren't the ghost.
说的没错，我来找的。那我们走吧。
So yeah, actually this is kind of cute. I guess I've changed my mind a little bit. I like seeing this side of Chongyun. He's a little clumsy, right? I could see him one day being like a very goofy dad. Who, yeah, who's like fun but awkward. Oh, wait, why is this a secret? Oh, I think little Lei hasn't figured out that if just because you can't see them doesn't mean they can't see you. Maybe she's a little too young for that.
大哥哥也变成鬼啦！这里居然都能被找到，你没偷看吧？真的没偷看吧？难道是大哥哥告密了？
No, this was, yeah, just these were really easy, I guess. To be fair, they couldn't make it too difficult. It would have been super frustrating.
已经饿
They
扁
did.
扁了。
Aw. So these kids are supposed to be pretty poor. Didn't expect Yay in 2.3. Really?
大哥哥，
New character
你
wit
会不会
and a
做饭
rerun.
啊？
Okay. Yeah, at this point, if 2.3 has a new character and a
我可以任
rerun,
性了。
I would
哥哥
absolutely
姐姐他们
expect
已经陪我
the
们玩了很久
rerun
了
to feature Goro. Because I feel like that's how they've done it so far, when they've put the new 4-star on like the
都
worst
这么久
banner.
了，再
Although
见
that said, I
也
guess in
没
the
关系
upcoming
嘛
one, Hutao and Toma are in the same banner, huh? So they put Toma in the better banner.
没关系，但是我平时对
Okay,
食物
if
没
Ya
有什
isn't
么味
coming
道
in
上的要求，
2.3, which
只要不
you know
引
we'll
起不
find
适就
out
足够了。
soon enough, then maybe that'll give me
不是，大哥哥
enough
骗了吗？
Primo Gems to play
大哥
with
哥一定
to
要注
pull
意
for
身体。
Hutao.
哦，没那么严重，只是平时会有点忌讳。
Ito, 5-star Claymore. Really? Huh,
比
Ito.
如有一道山珍
So
热
I'm
面，
guessing that
味道
would be
很好，
another Inazuma
但我不
character.
能吃热
Huh.
食，于是就自己改
But
变了一下，
Claymore, well, I
变成了
have a
山
bunch
珍
of
凉卤面。
Claymores. A Geo Claymore. Alright, like Noel.
凉卤面，又是冰冰凉凉的东西，我想吃。
可是我自认为没有热卤面好吃。
Yeah, so we haven't encountered
不会的，不会的，我觉得一定和你
Ito,
会一样
like
好
how we
吃。
encountered Ganyu before. Like Ganyu was a character in the
So-
cutscene in before the update where she actually was pullable. But we haven't done that with Ito yet, so I'm curious who this person is. Yeah. Yeah,
那我们去
let's
借我一
help.
下厨房吧，只要有了材料我就能做。
Okay, are we gonna cook? No, we just give the
材料已经
ingredients
准备好了吗？
or and this is kinda wheat. I need to do a better job keeping stock. Cold noodles with mountain
怎么样？
delicacies. That sounds
味
pretty
道
good.
还可以吗？
Hmm.
这太夸张了吧，我都有点不好意思了。那我们把山珍两
Sure,
卤，
maybe
希望
Chongyun's
他
a
们能
really
喜
good
欢这个
cook.
味道。
哇，这个从来没吃过的味道。
大哥哥难道是大厨吗？刚刚听你说的那么谦虚，
还有多的吗？我还想再吃一碗。
我也要，我也要。
别急别急，还有的，你们吃的时候慢一点，别噎着。
Yeah, so we're seeing a pretty
啊，吃
like
饱了，吃饱了。
fatherly or big
大哥哥，
brotherly side to
你人真
Chongyun.
好。
That's pretty
吃
cute.
完饭啦，
Yeah, I guess
我们继
this
续玩
actually
吧。
works out alright. It was less about
还
these kids
还要
than it
继
was
续吗？
about him.
这
Yeah.
完全在我的意料之外，我还以为和我一起玩。
没有没有，大哥哥太有意思了。要是跟你说那么冰
Oof.
冰凉凉
That's
的，
pretty
可能更有意
on the
思
nose
啦。
there, little lady. From the mouth of babes,
走
right?
吧走吧，去玩更好玩的。
Nice. Okay, that was pretty cute. And it ended right when it needed to. I think if there was even one more cutscene, it might have been just a little too long. Alright, so I'm actually gonna activate the... Ooh, wow, this thing opens up into... That's interesting, so you can actually get this, but it leads to the exact same ending. This one leads to a different ending, it seems, anyway. And there's this whole other branch here. So, Curious Gaze... So, maybe there's a way to avoid talking to the kid. So, I want to see what of this part I can unlock. So, let me unlock that chapter. But before I continue with Chongyun's quest, I am going to go to Seirai Island. Because there is more stuff that I want to explore there. I'm pretty sure my exploration there is pretty low. It's not that low, 79%. So almost 80, which is 4/5, but it is the lowest out of anywhere in Inazuma. And while I'm here, let's... Oh, there's... Okay. There's that Electroculus. But I know there are puzzles down there, which I have not really visited or touched at all. So I want to go do them. Working on 2 new skins, one for Keqing and one for Ningguang. Oh yeah? I saw some leak, alleged leak or something like that that said Xiangling and Keqing are getting skins. But I didn't know how much to believe that. Right, so you can see that... Oh yeah, let me switch up the theme. I recently decided to swap up... I need an archer instead of Beidou. Actually, let's try this. This might be fun.
同行的伙伴增加了。
So unfortunately, I really, really wish I could give 2-piece Glad or something on him, but in any case, I guess he's kind of reliant on... on reactions. But anyway... Yeah, I decided to put Luxurious Sea Lord on him because his attack has been pretty low. And I think that was one thing that was holding him back. I don't know if that does anything. That which is different shall be illuminated all the same. That doesn't mean anything to me. Yeah, so 79% on this island, although it... Actually, no, I think the only stuff that count are chests, and maybe the Electroculus might count that. I actually don't know. Put that shield. Okay, let's use his first. Yeah. Well, it's hard to tell when going up against world enemies, I guess, because the amount of HP they have tends not to be that much on the high side, but I'll say he looks doing pretty well. Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, use that first, and she's healed up. So yeah, this is just a pure single element, basically. We're using Sayu to buff the hell out of Pyro. Alright, so this one has 4. 92% and 87 on Kokomi's Island. So you've explored this island more. You're at 92 for this island, which maybe I know you need these fruit for Raiden Shogun, right? So for that reason, you probably spent a lot of time here. Whereas me, not having Raiden Shogun, had very little reason to come here. But I see that there's a shit ton of these fruit. Didn't you say it only took you like 2-3 days or something to get all the fruit you needed for Raiden Shogun? Which I can see that being the case with just how quickly these things drop, or how many of them there are around here. Oh, okay, now here's a place where we can actually adjust things. Only 45 pearls on Kokomi's Island, and you need 115. Yeah. Well, you can still get to the next to last. Oh shit! I didn't even notice. You can still get to the next to last with much fewer, right? But yeah, that max ascension always just takes a lot. But hey, if you need 115 and if you know all 45 locations, that just means it takes 3 cycles, right? So what, do they respawn every 2 or 3 days maybe? I would guess 3 days. So that means a week. Yeah. Which is, you know, in the grand scheme of things, not that long. Especially by gacha game standards. That which is different shall be illuminated all the same. Wait, that's the exact same thing the other tablet said. Well, I'm guessing that this thing has to, in some way, reflect the other, like, spots. Those, rectangular, or those square grid spots on the other parts of the island, which have very different, or unlike that one, it's impossible to actually affect them. From EXP books for Kokomi. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm doing alright on EXP on my end just because I haven't had much need to level up a new character recently. It's interesting. Did they have this lit up just so that you can see it? Then again, they could have signaled it another way. Right, so this is a third one. And let's have her reduce their pyro defense. And then Yoimiya can do stuff on her own as well. Well, just because she's not as strong as Diluc doesn't mean she's not strong. So without reactions, actually, I guess 11k, I think that's on a crit, isn't too bad for Diluc. Yeah, I still got exploring to do here. I think my percentage is higher now. But, oh yeah, went up by 1. It was 79 earlier, like, at the beginning of stream. Now it's 80. But I'd like to try to solve this puzzle. Okay, so one thing I can do right now, actually. Here, let's do this. I think there's really Albedo in it, though. Then, yeah, because especially since you already have Child and Huta, right? So that would mean 4 banners that aren't super attractive. Where's my camera? This one. Yeah, so I decided to give Diluc the fish for now, because, you know, you're right, his attack was very low. Now it's a little higher, it's 2.1k, which is decent. But his crit rate is not so great. I mean, it's not bad. It's not great, though. So, we'll see. I'm gonna take that photo. That's one in the middle. Awesome Geo Claymore. Yeah, I'd be excited to see what a second Geo Claymore would look like compared to Noelle. I'm sure he won't be as cute a waifu. Right, so maybe that reflects this. I can also try doing it the exact opposite way. I think that might be more how it works, but we'll see. And this one, okay, it's bottom, or only the top right is blank, and it's a 2x2. Might be a super awesome, or yeah, I already had that. Yeah, 2k attack is almost a doubling from the previous one for me, so definitely a big improvement. Alright, and this one is the only one that's lit up is on the right. Ayato and Yair next targets if he doesn't gameplay chat. I think I'll prefer the handsome Hydro Claymore Husbanda. Right, so Ayato is everyone basically considering that Ayato's gonna be a Hydro Claymore at this point? Alright, so this is how it looks like if I... It could also be the other way. So where I do it like... In that case, let me just flip all the... Do that. That's kind of... Okay, great. That's been mirrored. Excellent. Yeah, for me, I guess I'd have to... I probably won't have any interest in Ayato just because he's male. But maybe I would if he... Maybe if he looks like Ayaka. But, yeah. But Yae Miko is definitely somebody I want to pull for. And I'm curious where this one... Electroculus is. It might be way the fuck up there. But hey, I solved that puzzle, so that's pretty nice. Got another chest open. On to elements of characters. Oh, really? Are there any characters, like prominent characters, that were different elements before? Leeway Loli character. Wait, there's a Leeway Loli character? Besides Chi-Chi? Okay, so it looked like the... That's interesting. That spot is north or higher than here. So does that mean Liyue is overall situated higher than Inazuma? She's in the cutscene about the stove. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, during the 2D cutscene. But do you know if there are any currently playable characters that were initially during like beta test or alpha or whatever a different element? I wonder if there are any characters we have now that have been like that. I don't see the Electroculus in my mini-map at all.
顺着风的方
Maybe
向，
it's way the fuck down there. Am I supposed to drain this? Oh yeah, okay, I see it. It's in the water. Yeah, so whatever quest this is must involve draining this island of draining the water of some sort. There's there are a couple of there are a number of characters in that trailer, right, that weren't really like we hadn't seen before. Strange picture on Seirai Island. Oda Taro. Let's see. Goth Girl had her textures leaked? Oh, really? Huh. Geo version and then changed the anima. Well, that's pretty interesting. Switching Geo to anima like that. Not something I would have thought would be particularly easy to do, but then again, nice thing about Geo and anima are that they both interact with all elements pretty similarly. So it's kind of one big switch. I guess that's sort of how all elements are. But because you're not having to deal with, say, melt or vaporize, you don't have to worry as much about the scalings in terms of the balancing the character to be strong but not busted and everything, right? It was done before her kit was hashed out? Oh. That could be the case, definitely. Also, I don't remember this area too well. I know there's structures there, but since there's no teleport waypoint there, I'm gonna try just going there and reminding myself of what's there, but I can see that there are a couple chests on the way, so I'm gonna go unlock those. Ultimately, like, it's not something I've really thought about, but I guess it wouldn't really be that tough. Like, what if say Diluc was a Cryo Claymore user instead of Pyro, and he had all the same moves that he does now, but they come out as Cryo instead of Pyro. Like, he'd be quite a different character, I guess, but ultimately it wouldn't be... He would still work as a character, right? He would still be viable as a character. Maybe not as good. So I feel like there's... Before the character gets released and everyone knows like what they really are, there is a lot of potential for changing things up, like the elements. Yeah, I actually did not realize this whole area had these like chests and shit that I did. Well, obviously I didn't know about them because I hadn't come here, but now I'm here. Got time to take detours. That's what a lot of Genshin is, right? When you're initially when you're going to an area you haven't explored yet. Be any element besides Geo. I guess so. I'm just thinking because he's Pyro, he gets access to melt and vaporize. If he were Electro, he wouldn't. If he were Cryo, he'd only have access to melt. rather than vaporize. With Hydro, he'd be able to freeze, which can be useful. Or if he's reacting with Hydro.
急遁者，
His Q was physical damage. Yeah. Well, let's see if he were Geo. Yeah, it would be kind of awkward if his burst did a bunch of I guess it would be a lot. It could be somewhat like Zhongli burst, right? I guess unlike Zhongli, you probably wouldn't expect him to freeze enemies, but a sudden burst of Geo damage could make sense.
点燃引信。
For Kokomi? Oh, does Kokomi needs the Spectre materials? I didn't know that. But, man, that's another reason not to pull Kokomi, I guess. Poor Kokomi. She's so cute and beautiful, but...
小心火烛。
these damn Spectre enemies truly are annoying. That's one reason I decided I wanted to bring an archer if I'm exploring. I want to be able to pop them from afar. But yeah, I gotta say Deluxe Burst is a little... Or not Deluxe Burst, the fish effect is a little disappointing. I was hoping a big-ass fish would show up, but it's actually a bunch of small fish, I believe. So, 3 fates at the banner? And I'm guessing you didn't get her, so you're at 71. Rosaria, nice. Well, what constellation are you with her, though? I hope you don't have her maxed out already.
抓不住啊！
But another constellation on Rosaria definitely sounds great. I wish I'd have. Alright, mine's only C1 or C2. So. But I feel like if and when I get her higher constellations, you know, maybe even up to C6 obviously, but I'm not holding my breath. I'll try using her as a physical DPS. I have a decent collection of physical artifacts that should allow her to be a somewhat competent physical damage dealer. Also, are these guys running laps? At first I thought maybe they noticed me and were coming at me, but no. This is just how they run normally. I'm curious, let's follow them like we're anthropologists. Oh shit, they noticed me. Okay, whatever. I guess murder it is. No way. No, I'd rather just wait for more copies of Rosaria. I'm not in a hurry to build Rosaria anyway. But the risk of ruining my 50-50 with Kokomi is just too much. Is Kokomi official Jingchu Shangling? Huh. Wait, so that's a double Hydro. Interesting. The double Hydro offers extra healing and less pyro in like debuff time, right? So you'll get healed all day, and you get the electro charge. That's an interesting setup. Yeah, I guess with Kokomi that it's obviously since she's a Hydro that enables more double Hydro teams, but double Hydro is just not a setup that I've really used. But because of how Kokomi works, does the healing effectiveness actually also buff? Does the effect of the double Hydro Resonance also provide a buff for her damage? Because I think the double Hydro Resonance gives healing effectiveness. Jingchu is a battery and sub DPS. Yeah. Well, Jingchu is always just busted, right? Oh, it doesn't work? I see. Well, that's unfortunate, yeah. Oof, that's
安如
that's
磐
really
石，
unfortunate. I feel like that would have been a very nice touch to give her. Yeah, to give her that, the ability to take advantage of double hydro resonance, because I've commented before that based on my observation, it does seem like double hydro resonance is the worst one out of any of the resonances.
安如磐石，
They're both defensive in nature, and it would have been neat
小心火烛。
if Kokomi could have turned the defensive one into an offensive one. That would have really given her a neat little niche.
哎，
You know, not a huge one, not a game-breaking one, not one that makes her a must-have, but still a pretty neat one. Okay, let's see if we can end this with her. I don't think so. Okay, let's end this with her then.
里面有什么呢？
If her water bug was a feature, you'd have her. Yeah, I'd be tempted. I'd be certainly more tempted if her water bug was just a feature as well. But given that I wasn't willing to pull for Ayaka, who already has the same ability, just
固若金汤
you。need to actually be good at it. But from what I can tell, it doesn't take that much skill to pull it off. You can get infinite water walking without too much trouble.
拒收并蓄，
But Kokomi, if that was a feature, would obviously just make it trivial instead of having to actually use some of your skills. Oh, there's a electro thing puzzle here. Right, so I've gotten a better hang of what these puzzles actually mean now. I guess just experience does that. But that's a sink. That's obviously a relay stone. And that's a source. Can I do this with beta? Or I can do it even without beta. Okay.
这个箱子
It's even easier than I
好像可以
thought.
睡进去。
Oh, good. I'm actually glad that I'm making progress here. I mean, that's obviously was my intention, but I was also a little worried that I might not be able to find the stuff. Like, there's clearly stuff over there that I haven't unlocked yet, and I wasn't sure if I'd actually be able to find them. You know, it might have been an unknown unknown. It's still the helitral fish, not fish, fowl. These guys look so happy. I kind of don't want to kill him, but I feel like if I want to explore this area, I'm gonna be forced to. Also, yeah, they have a bridge. Have we seen hilitrals build? Oh, yeah, they've built water structures, water bridges before. But this is one of the more elaborate looking hilitral village setups. Yeah, I think this is the first time I've walked out in here. I can't remember coming here. Oh,
可以，
拒收并蓄，
our catalyst is... Yeah, oh yeah, you enjoy the catalyst playstyle? Which catalyst? I imagine the Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers can be a really good one, but at the same time, depending on how you want to use her, it might not be that good of a one. That said, it has HP as its substat. It obviously is good for her. I don't get why they allow you to rotate it when it only ever... Some of them only ever work in one. 3-star is almost as good as a 5-star catalyst. Yeah, it really depends on context, right? And it's because of the team nature of this game. But yeah, how the Thrilling Tales is kind of the best catalyst for Barbara.
遗珠弃壁，极光片
Even though it's not the one that allows her to heal you the best. Right, because if you're going for pure healing, I think there are better catalysts. I think the craftable one that provides healing on a burst might be better. And I might have done this a little too low. Shit, yeah. Too low. Yeah, Thrilling Tales is their second best after the weapon that's on the banner right now, I guess. That would make sense. Okay, let's try that. But I guess the Thrilling Tales, that's good for when you're using Kokomi as a pure support. Which obviously involves healing.
拒收并蓄，
Oh, I didn't even need that. Neat. Got another Electroculus. Oh, there's a chest over there. HP is the most important stat on her. Yeah, that's the way I understand it too. And Thrilling Tale says HP, the current 5-star catalyst, the donut as people call it.
固若金汤，
Yeah, I think I mentioned the VTuber Hina Molina calls it a Fruit Loop, like the cereal. And I kind of see the similarity. It does look a lot like a Fruit Loop because of the texture on it, kind of like a Fruit Loop. But of course, a donut is a good comparison as well. Even flat HP provides more than attack percentage for her. Wow. I mean, I knew HP was one of the primary ways to scale her damage, but I didn't know, like, I don't know how it affects her attack. So maybe her attack is just really bad for her damage? Alright, let's try this. Go with her, and she can apply some pyro to these guys. And then that. And then we can reduce their defense against pyro. And then D-Look can finish them off. Unfortunately, the bad thing about this setup is that this wastes D-Look's first constellation, which gives him, I think, a 15% attack buff or damage buff against enemies that have 70% or more HP. But by doing it in that order, D-Look ends up facing enemies that are lower in HP. You're tempted to roll just in case she gets buffed, like as insurance? Well, only you can make that decision, but I personally would never pull on a character just in case they got buffed. You know, if a character got buffed, that would certainly affect my opinion, like whether or not I want to pull them and everything. But yeah, I personally wouldn't spend Primo Gems on a character hoping for a buff. The word on the street is Mihoyo took future 5 stars. Really? Back to the drawing board. Like, the thing was, do you think Kokomi... I wonder, like... I feel like Kokomi, if they just adjusted some of her stats a little bit, people wouldn't be bitching so much at all. Right, it's not that she's fundamentally broken, I think. It's that she's not really scaled to do anything in particular well. This one must rely on some other spots. There's an Electroculus there. Enemies with piercing armor. So we did see in the 2.2 preview that we're gonna have enemies who can drain our HP, right? That's gonna be a pain. But yeah, Chi-Chi and other healers. Not going to meet. Yeah, I guess that's the biggest thing, or that's the only thing. Sorry, not the biggest. It's the only thing for Mihoyo. She did not meet revenue goals. I'm pretty sure about that. So that certainly made Mihoyo care. Ito, Ayato, Yae back to back. Yeah, I would guess not either. But then again, how hyped is Ito? I imagine Ayato is probably a big character. Yae Miko is certainly a very hyped character. Even though there's been no official announcement at all on her even being a playable character. Much less when she's coming out. Ooh, so this is almost like a Metal Gear Solid situation, where sneaking into the enemy base and knocking off guys one by one without alerting the others. And now we can take a look at these guys' routes, right? Oh shit, we got caught. Alert! See, they even have the exclamation point up here above their head. Okay, unfortunately, I think the only option now is to kill our way out. Okay. Oh shit. God damn, I really wish Yoimiya's E attacks had a little bit of AoE. Can you imagine if they just had the smallest bit of AoE? Doesn't have to be much. That would be so... It would make so much sense from a lore perspective. You think they'll release it with Ganyu rerun in between? That would be super nice. That would be a number of really... Well, for me anyway, attractive servants. But yeah, I'd rather have Shao. But Chinese New Year is still a ways away, isn't it? It's almost half a year away. Chinese New Year is usually what? February or March? But Ganyu in December... Could be nice. That's almost a year after her release. And I would be tempted to go for a constellation, another one of her, depending on how many primos I have, but that's too far in the future to really worry about in that way at this point. Okay. Okay, I was a little confused for a sec. It's like he doesn't know the routing of his own home. Let's have D-Look kill these guys. Oh wow, there's 3 of these guys. Okay, won't be too bad. See, so I like to, once I get enemies like this all pyroed up, this is actually not a, this is such a fun way to kill them. The swirl, the damage adds up quite quickly. Oh shit. Okay. When he's attacking, do fine. Well, like I said before, I didn't really want to kill all of these guys, but I guess they left me no choice. Look what you made me do. Oh, that reminds me. Earlier today, I learned that the Taylor Swift song, Look What You Made Me Do, the main chorus was either inspired by or inadvertently similar to the song I'm Too Sexy, the one that goes, I'm too sexy for my shirt, too sexy for my shirt. It's very much the same as, look what you made me do, what you made me do. And they apparently paid the writer of I'm Too Sexy and gave him credit for Taylor Swift's song because it was so similar. Just a fun little bit of random trivia. Okay. 2.2 update at end of November. Yeah, that's true. And then there's 2.3, what should be end of or around January, and then 2.4 around February or March. Yeah, we only ever once had 2-week banners from what I remember. It was, yeah, Hu Tao was one of them, Kaching was the other, and was it Xiao? Was it Xiao, Kaching, Hu Tao? I believe those are the only 3 banners that have ever been 2 weeks. Every other one that I can remember has been exactly 3 weeks. At least the character banners. And this is a really neat area. I just like how it looks. I like the overall design. It's just kind of cozy, and it looks like yeah, cute little hill troll village. Kazuha rerun? I imagine we're still a ways away from a real Kazuha rerun, actually, because he is, all you know, in the grand scheme of things, a fairly recent character. He was released only moments before we could, well, only one update basically before we got to Inazuma. And we haven't gotten to Inazuma that long ago now, right? I don't know, it feels almost a little surreal. Sometimes Inazuma feels like it's brand new, and other times it's like, you know, we've had it forever. But I do remember for the longest time, you know, Inazuma was this thing that we talked about as something that is going to be coming up in the future, but it wasn't something we could play. And now for the past, what? It's been like 9 weeks now? 2 months? At least 2 months. We've been at Inazuma. So I'm thinking Kazuha, we're probably expecting at least another 5-6 months. That would be my guess. Maybe at least another 4 months. Yeah. At least another 4 months before another Kazuha banner. Or a Jean banner. Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll have to see how long we'll have to wait until a Jean banner. We've been waiting. We're going on a year plus. Man, I've talked about this before, but it still is just a little surreal and bizarre to me that the one and only like character from the permanent banner who has had a raid up is Keqing. The fact that she remains the unique one character out of them, it's a little bit of an odd choice. That Keqing is the one. No one else. But I mean, see, that was my thinking when Keqing got a banner. I was like, oh, nice, she gets a banner. That means the other 4 will eventually get banners, right? And maybe they eventually will. But they're really focusing on the eventually part rather than them getting the banner part. Yeah, and you and some other people I know have spent their primos getting Keqing and then got spooked by Keqing right after. That's the way that gacha can just sometimes works, right? And yeah, the fact that Tartaglia is the very, very first character to have 3 banners, that's also kind of bizarre. I guess he's pretty popular. Wait, didn't you already have Jade Cutter, Evan? Or do you mean you recently got it? Because I think you said you got it on this recent banner, right? Because it's a 50-50 Jade Cutter and Kokomi's weapon. Yeah, it would be perfect on anyone, right? Okay, that's what you mean. You got it on the banner. Let's see. Let's switch her out, actually, for her now. Yeah. Care about your Jean. I think you're, at least you have a Jean. Ooh, shit. Oh, come on. I didn't even have a cryo. Whatever. Okay, let's try this. Okay. That's this. But see, the thing about caring about your waifu is, like, I care about the waifu. I don't care about what's, you know, I don't care about what stick they play with as long as it's my stick. Right? As long as it's the stick I give her, that's what I care about. And as long as it's her, as long as it's my waifu. So, just not gonna see it the same way. But I will say the Jade Cutter does look like just such a great weapon. It's so nuts that they give a single weapon 44%
固若金汤，
crit rate. That's where you're wrong. She's complete as a character when she's already has just pulled. She is absolutely 100% complete the moment you pull her. The rest is just details. And don't get me wrong, the details matter.
固若金汤，
But, yeah, the rest are just details. The moment she comes home from the gacha, she's complete. Because at that point, she has her other half, aka me, the traveler who pulled her. So that we completed her, like in that Tom Cruise movie, Jerry Maguire. Oh, shit. Okay, so I see that I think I might have explored this area basically to its fullest. I don't think you can actually tell because they just give you the overall number for the whole set of islands rather than any one particular island. But yeah, I did just go there and destroy everything. So what I think I'll do is do another part of Chongyun's story. And before I come back and do some more exploration. But yeah, went up from 79 to 88. So that's pretty good. Aquila Favonia. Well, yeah, so that's sort of the sword that's designed for her, right? That's the sense that I get, because it is Favonia, and she's a knight of Favonius. But it's like Jade Cutter is sort of probably the best weapon for any DPS sword. So it's just that Jean is not generally not built for DPS duty. But I want to use her as a main DPS personally, of some sort. I feel like she could work kind of like a Sayu style DPS, where she relies on a support to enable elements for her to swirl. Well, is Bennett's best weapon? Oh yeah, that would make perfect sense. Well, I'm stuck with Festering Desire on Bennett, and I'll stick with that for now. I really hope I can get some good ER 4-star swords eventually, though. Made for any specific character you can think of? I guess so. Is Jade Cutter the sword version of the... what's his name? Shao's spear? Because I think his spear is named the Jade Spear. I don't know if they're like equivalent weapons, kind of like how they're sacrificial of multiple weapons. It's an HP passive. Oh, is that what... oh, Jade Cutter... wait, does Jade Cutter have... HP? But doesn't it also convert the HP into damage? Right, so we've already seen this.
目前都还不过，如果你无望坡近日夜归离原处，诸如此类，都是很值得关注的内容。
So I think I did this one before. Let's try this Ruin Hunter.
遗迹猎者，
Percentage
描述
HP
上确实
increase.
符合，但如果是遗迹猎者，为什么没被认出来呢？
Well, yeah, so you wouldn't build HP on your character, but it's just an extra that you get, right? You don't necessarily have to use that passive effect. But I guess that's what you mean when you say that it's not built with any specific character in mind. It doesn't fit like a lock and key perfectly into one character's kit the same way, say, the, what is it? Homa Spear doesn't, or it does fit perfectly, exactly into the way that Hu Tao plays. Right? I guess, Which, did they also, they better not tell him that. Maybe I should go with this, I don't know.
我现在觉得试胆的线索是最有可能的。
Yeah, well, I guess one nice thing about Kaching is, with Kaching, you can give her basically 0 crit
如果
rate
像之前所说，
from
举办试
artifacts,
胆
and
大
she
会之
already
地
would
发
have
生
a
过某种怪事，
60% crit rate
那这种怪事
just
很有可能是
from
要
the
挟引起。
weapon plus her own burst giving a 15% crit rate buff. So that would work pretty well.
不过
But
这个
that
试
works
胆
pretty
活
well
动
for
有
anyone.
个奇怪的要求，
Any sword
就是
user
一定要2个
DPS.
人组队参加。
Oh, 2 people. Okay.
正常。哦，总之，如果你有空的话，
Oh, nice.
可以
So
和我一
we're
起去参加这个试胆
yeah,
吗？
we're going in a completely different direction where we don't have to talk to this
刚刚我
kid
提供给你的线索，
and do this
好
whole
像你都有所
popsicle
了解
thing.
的样子。凭借你的冒险经验，啊，谢谢你，我正愁找不到人愿意和我一起去呢。
Yeah, Jade Cutter. Well, just anytime you get a free 45% crit rate
如果活
on
动现
top
场
of
真
a
的有
very,
来袭
very
之末，
high or
事情会
a
变得
high
很危
base
险。
attack that you expect out of any 5-star weapon, that alone just takes out so much pressure, right?
疾风遁术，
Getting those good crit rate rolls. Just if you have just the base, like say 3% crit rate on 3 out of your 5 artifacts, that's already 9%, which pushes you up to almost 70% after using her burst. And then if you add double cryo on top of it. Also, you can give her Blizzard Strayer. How about that? And give her 2 cryo supports and a Hydra to constantly apply, keep enemies frozen. I don't think that'd be such a great idea, actually. But it'll be a pretty funny meme setup. Get 100% crit rate with only like 10% of it coming from artifacts.
你听，他正在警告参加活动的人，说明这地方是真的发。我们赶快进去调查一番吧。
Test of courage. So I know that that's kind of a thing in Japanese culture. I guess it's actually a thing in Asian culture. Yeah, I feel like I've seen it in Korean culture as well growing up. Kids daring each other to go to like scary dark places and leave things like at school especially.
没关系，没关系，不要。不过，在2位进入试胆大会现，这种饮料能够激发你们体内的阳气。
Okay, I'm not sure how much I trust,
不仅如
but
此，这种饮料还能让你们看到一些平时看不到的东西呢。很期
whoa,
待
what
吧
is this drink? This sounds pretty magical. I feel like I need to sign off on a release or something before
嗯，
I'm
要说鬼是
willing
阴
to drink
那
this.
能够震慑他们的当然就是阳，这就是所谓的阳气。
真的有这样的饮料吗？难道是秘方，或者是某种药剂？
Yeah, let's go with that.
也对。不过，那他为什么要用如此夸大的说法？不过，万一这种饮料真的可以激发阳气，
Right, I don't remember which of the two he has issues
你
with.
有所不知，
Oh, he's
我
pure
拥有名
yang,
为
so
纯阳之
he
体的
can't
稀少体
overload
质。
on yang. I guess that's the idea. He's all about the
这个体
yin,
质可以吓跑一切周围的妖邪，
or he needs yin.
但也
He's
让我的
already all
情
about the
绪
yang.
很容易失控。平时我就很注意不让我的体质暴走，正常情况还好，可一旦
那边的小哥，看你表情很严肃的样子，对这个饮料不放心吗？
I mean, I would be. If a stranger handed me a drink,
它的味道
especially in
很
these
好
days.
而且真的很有
Actually,
效。
yeah, the other day I was
放心啦。
taking a walk. Over the weekend, I was just walking. I think I was out shopping or something. I don't remember exactly why, but I was out at the local square close to my house. And I
我
passed
觉得
by
你们也可以考
some
虑
shop
直接
that
提
was
供
handing
一个
out samples.
这样
but
让喝下饮
What
料
they
的人去保
they were
护没
samples
有
of
喝
some
的人，
drink,
也
and
会
they just
很有
had
意
them
思
out
的。
on a tray, and they weren't even being attended. There was no one there actually literally handing them out. They was just there on a tray, and there was a sign saying free samples. And I look at that and I'm like, I'm never gonna
一
take
片好意，
just a
好像也
random
容不得拒绝。
like glass or cup of drink that's just sitting out in the middle of the street. Even if there was an attendant there handing him out, unless it was coming out of a bottle or something, right? And especially these days, I feel like I've become a little more conscious about the stuff I ingest that come from outside sources or public sources. Let's both drink it. Wait, if we both drink it, then how can I help you if I get screwed over? But I guess I don't have the sensitivity. I don't know which I should go with. I feel like this could screw him over, which could be fun to watch. So let's do
饮料
that.
就在这里，请喝吧。喝的是
Yeah, we might see Chongyun go haywire.
很好很好，喝的很有气势。那么，
饮料喝完以后，
Uh-oh.
果然感觉有点……哦，不，没什么，我们快进去看看吧。
Okay. I hope he doesn't throw
这
up or
里就是试
something.
胆大会的会场吗？参加的人比我想象中还要多。
It
如果
seems
真
like
的
a
有
pretty
要
lousy
挟派
test
对在
of
此，
courage if
说不
there's
定
so
会
many
威胁他
people
们的安
around.
全，必须要调查清楚。虽然现在我还没有什么眉目，但是多在周围看看的话，会有这些参加者似乎也没有意识到危险，我们还得保护他们的安全才行。我不是很理解。
Yeah,
你的意思
test
是
of courage
他们
is
特意来到这里被惊吓，
so.
是
I
一
know
种
that
娱乐？
Chongyun is a serious worker and all that, but he's also a teenager, isn't he? I thought he would
哦，
be.
这样
He
吗？
seems very aloof, as if he's been very
也
sheltered all
有
his
道理。
life.
我
Which,
确实不太关注娱乐。
given his job, I would have thought he's very, at least, required to socialize a
平日里，
lot and see a
我
lot
绝
of
大部分
different
时间
people. So
都
even
在
if he's
降妖
not
驱
good at
邪、修炼
socializing,
方术。
he would know a lot about, or not a lot, but at least enough
除了
about
修炼，
what people
我还
do
要时刻注
or
意我
what
的情
these
绪
kind
波动，
of
避
cultures are
免体
like.
质失控。
But
所
maybe
以，
not.
其实我几乎没有休闲娱乐的时间，也不太
Okay,
清
I
楚
guess he's
普通
explaining
人
it here.
所谓的娱乐。
He doesn't
好
spend a
了，
lot of time
我
on
们还是赶快
leisure.
找要
It's
挟
too
吧。
bad.
嗯，
Oh, looks like these are all just highlighted.
都怪你，都怪你！来什么试胆大会啊？吓死我了！
That voice sounds more like a little boy than an adult woman.
别
to
生
me.
气了，这不是已经要出去了吗？以前我觉得你的胆子还挺大的。
那不一样。
二位打扰了，听你们方才交谈，是遇到要挟了吗？我正在找他，他往什么地方去了？能？
你又是谁啊？我没看到，我不知道。
So
别
I
问我
guess also probably a lot of couples are using the test of courage as a date, right?
别
Which
缠着我
is,
我什么都不
I
知
mean,
道。
pretty normal
我
to
不
do.
想和什么妖怪鬼魂扯上关系了。
But now here comes Chongyun just walking in on them and disturbing them. Doesn't work so well.
不是
Then again, it
你误
didn't
会
look
了
like she was having such a
我只是
great
想问问
time.
他
She
的
looked
模样
legit
或者
scared.
行踪，这样我就能寻到他。如果实在难以描述，能为我们指引一下道路也好。
引路？你要带我去哪里啊？
不是要带你走，是请你带我们。
好了好了，再说下去，我的女朋友只会误解的更厉害。
Look at her canned animation there. It's not bad, but the longer you see it, the more awkward it looks, right? Especially since she just keeps cycling through it. But there's a little moment in there that looks just a little off. Where she jerks a bit in a weird way. Yeah, right there.
没看到她已经很害怕了吗？
Yeah, she does
想找
look
那种奇怪的
terrified.
东西，
抱歉，我没有恶意。是的，我只是非常希望找到你们提到的要挟，免。
方是为了驱邪，居然找到试胆大会来了，真是奇……唉，
Isn't
好吧，
that strange?
我大概明白了。不过我们从来没提到什么妖邪鬼怪，我本来是带他来玩的，结果他被这里的气氛吓坏了，我只能陪他回去。 至于你要找的，
I mean,
我
how
也没什么
old
眉目。
are these
只是
people
确实
though?
看
What
到了
kind
会发出
of
奇怪
like
叫声
that
的黑影
woman
而已。
didn't look that young. It's kind of
非常感谢，有这
surprising
样的
how
提示就
scared
足
she
够
gets.
了。
But to be fair, in this universe, actual real ghosts and
都这么说了，
goblins
看来一定
probably
是有不对劲的东西存在。
well, we know they definitely
不
exist,
过，
and
既然被吓成
so
那个样子，
it's actually
为
makes
什么还
sense
要
to
来
be
玩？
scared of them. Point isn't getting scared; it's relying on each other in the face of fear.
有点深奥。我没有对妖，不过能意识
Oh,
到
no
这一点，
fear.
你真的很厉害。邀你同行，
Chongyun
果然
almost
是正
seems
确
a
的。
little autistic in his lack of understanding. Maybe not to that extent. He's just awkward, maybe. But there are aspects of
总
his
之，我们继
just
续看看其他地
or
方吧。
inability to understand certain things, conventions that reminds me of that. Yeah, I guess it's more just he's socially awkward. Huh, is this another couple? She doesn't look very happy. Neither does he, to be honest. He looks a little sad, she looks angry.
你别再过来了，真是的，不要再吵，
有必要这么抗拒吗
What's？wrong?
你先冷静一点，没你。
不要再过来了。你在想什么？我不知道吗？
What's he
等等
doing?
不要再靠近了，没关系，不用害怕。
我屈服？
你是谁啊？你在说什么？
啊？哦，他好像是人类。
Wait, he thought
我
the
认
big
错
guy
了，
was a
看到他这么
ghost?
抗拒，我以为是妖邪
Resist
正在对他下手
violently.。
哎呀，没有啦，只是他正好在生气而已。
Seems so far we've had 2 women throwing
什么叫正
tantrums
好
in
在
this
生
couple. Are
气？
we gonna make
这
a
都是谁害的？
trifecta?
你搞清楚。
What's
我们正在约
Mihoyo's
会
telling
啊
us about women and dating,
我
if
追过来了这里
that's
之
the
后，
case?
你这儿也不去，那儿也不去，就在入口附近闲逛，那有什么意义啊？
我知道错了嘛，这不是打算陪你继续往里面走吗？对不起，对不起，其实我有点害怕，所以故意在磨蹭。
Okay, this
我
time
知
he's
错
the
了，现在
scaredy
也有
cat
外人
though.
在，我们不如借这个机会都冷静冷静。
Yeah, we're intruding on them.
我也没想到，是我冲动了。
我向你道歉，原谅我吧，再给我一个机会吧。
好吧，没关系。其实
Oh, okay,
我
so
也不该对你大吼
at
大
least
叫的。
she's respondent or despondent.
在意的。
Ah, that's a little
你还是
strong.
我最
She's
好的宝贝。
apologetic.
讨厌，
Huh,
突然
babe.
叫什么宝贝？
这个真的是在约会啊？明明是这么……
I'm guessing everyone here is gonna be on a date. Just like, didn't we find multiple couples at the library at the Knights of Favonius? Was that during Windbloom Festival, I think? Yeah, and it was... I think we had to help Ella Musk or somebody get people out, but there were lots of couples in there. But this one's not a couple. Looks like this
有
one's
两种
just
可
a...
能，一种
an
是留
actual
下痕迹
magical
的，但
spot.
不管是哪一种，都印证了之前的猜想，这里确实可能存在妖邪。
Could be.
这倒不是，无望坡变成现在这样的原因，坊间有很多传说。不过在变成这样之后，这里也变得容易吸引妖邪了。
Oh, so it's
总
the
之，
other way
找
around.
到了痕迹，算是离妖邪更近了一步。
Alright. I'm not sure why they needed us to walk all the way there.
抱歉，可能是那个
Could
饮
have
料的
just
关系。我体内的阳
moved
气
us
如果
right
失
onto that
控，
cutscene.
我恐怕就不能很好的控制自己了。虽然有你在我的身边，但我也不想给你添麻烦。
So
如
this
果我
must
失控
be
了，
my
对
decision
普通人的影
earlier
响
having this
可能比妖邪
consequence.
还要大。我们还是找个地方休息一下吧。
Now we help him rest. Or... Yeah, I'd rather help him rest.
不好意思，总是在麻烦你。
But I wonder if that's a split point. The other way might be
这个感觉确实过于强烈了，
for me to complete the investigation while he rests, and that probably
但那只限于日常的状态。
changes the ending,
现在这样，
the entire
可
route.
能需要效果更强的东西，比如
Potent.
冰史莱姆的凝液，
嗯
或者冰。是你冒险过程中
Of
收集到
course,
的
all
吧
of these
作
hangout
为素材
events
使用
require
没有
us
问
to
题
find actual, yeah,
麻烦你了，保持冷静的话，
like
一时
actual
半会儿
monsters
还
so
不会
that we
变得
can
很
get the fresh versions. I decided to go with the slime because I figure, well, it doesn't really matter, but since I have a pyro DPS
拒收
user,
并蓄，
雷闪，
that means I'm free to fight the okay. Fight the slimes who are immune to cryo, of course. Ooh.
一个人走在这里，很危险的，因
What is
为
this?
你根本不知道会遇到谁。没想到你还挺冷静的。有句俗话说：“常在河边走。”
What's that supposed to mean? Other than literally.
行走在这种阴森诡异的地方，
But
说
that
不定
eventually,
能看到
if
什
you
么
keep following a
该
path,
看
you
到的
will
东西。
find something
只
strange
要
and
看到
wet.
了，它就会化
One
作
would only
噩
hope.
梦，
It's nice to find wet
纠
things
缠你一生一世。
sometimes.
哎，不对呀、你也太冷静了。一般人的话，我说到一半就已经下。有时有，
He's
但
just
是
been
穿
telling
得太热了
stories to
而
creep
且
people out.
真正高明的扮鬼方法是利用对方的恐惧心理。至于我什么样，其实不重要。所以，
So he must be a
像
good
你这样不相信
storyteller.
鬼的人，我用什么办法吓唬都没用
Wait, I
啊
do believe in ghosts. I've literally seen ghosts
别这么
in
说
this
嘛。
world and
好了，
interacted with
我要
them.
去找其他的胆小
I
鬼
know
了。
for a fact ghosts exist.
你也赶快回去找你的同伴吧。
I'm just not
说不
scared of
定
them
他已经被
because they're actually pretty nice for the most part. At least they have been. And the ones that aren't, well, I have little trouble killing them. Like, oh yeah, like specters. Specters aren't ghosts, at least from what I can tell. The lore doesn't say that they're ghosts, but specter means ghost. That's what specter literally means.
感谢你找回来的东西，我感觉好多了。虽然体内的阳气还有点躁动，但至少暂时不。
Okay, I guess he's
对了，
better.
在你去寻找素材的时候，有没有留意到什么新的要挟的？啊，
An event staff member. Oh,
原来是
so
这
they.
样。
Oh, this reminds me of
难道
Yeah,
说
one time
这
I
里的怪异事
took
件
a date
其实是人
to
为引起
a
的？
murder mystery dinner, which I thought was pretty neat. Basically, the servers put on a play during dinner that involved one person getting killed, and the whole time, you know, the guests, which were us, had to figure out who was the murderer. It was pretty fun. You know, actually, it wasn't too expensive either, now that I think about it. Food was okay. A good little activity, I guess. But here, yeah, this isn't a kind of a place for the I guess the owners of this place have people come by and then scare them as date material. So
是
it's a hoax.
这样
Oh,
啊，
he's heartbroken.
原来，唉，那么好像没有留在这里的必要了。
Yeah,
那
the
个确
mist.
实是要挟曾经存在的证据，但其实我也还想再找一找。
Oh, we
你说得
continue
对，
on this
我觉得
path? Sure.
或许我们分头找会更有效率，
Split
而
up
且因为我有纯阳之体，那么单独行动的你就更有机会发现它。那也没关系，降妖驱邪最为重要。不用，我负责这一侧，那边就交。
Okay, so I wonder if this is a way for the story to diverge and then remerge. Because earlier, when Chongyun got hurt, or he started feeling sick, basically I had the option of just investigating on my own. And now that he's gotten sick and then gotten better, we're splitting up so that I can investigate on my own. So I wonder if this is just another way onto that same point. Yeah, so here's another ghost. A friendly one.
大姐姐，圈圈有件事，
Yeah,
那个
why
染
me?
色头发的方式
Oh,
很可怕。
why is he so scary? Do you not want to
圈圈害
go
怕，
pass?
能不能把它带走？圈圈根本不敢靠近它，它的体内放出的那种力量太可怕了，会让我圈圈还不想消失， 所以
But don't
我
ghosts
说
usually
错你
want
了。
to pass? But this is a kid ghost. And kid ghosts often don't want to pass, I guess.
那这样吧，芊芊有个主意。我刚刚在远处看到蓝色头发的方士正在和人争吵，芊芊能把找麻烦的人都吓跑，但你要让他放过芊芊，可以吗？千真万确，芊芊说的都是实话，怎么样，可以吗？好吧。
Alright, well, I'll try to help her out, but I don't know, I guess the proper thing for a ghost is to pass on, but this one's a pretty cute one. And we don't quite know why he doesn't want to pass on yet. Maybe this story will involve that, and who is he arguing with?
找什么要挟？我们都是就是啊，一个方士为什么要参加试胆大会？还说这里没有鬼？难道你是来砸场子的？
Yeah, it's bad for
恕我直言
business.
我实在是想不通，倘若这里真的有鬼，你们用鬼来挣钱，而不顾客人安危，这有违道德；倘若这里没有鬼，你们制造所谓的气氛，举办试胆大会，又
Yeah,
算是招摇撞
Chongyun's got
骗。
a good point. It's either way, it's not a
不仅
great
逃避我的质
situation.
疑，还来说我是砸场子的。
都说了，试胆大会就是这样的活动啊！你要刨根究底，我们也没什么办法。但是你妨碍到了我们的客人，所以应该把你给请出去。
如果道理讲得通，不用你们请，我自会离开。但现在离开的话，岂不是放任要挟，存视而不顾？
救命啊！有鬼出来了！救命啊！快跑！
怎么了？大家突然好像慌张起来了。
别傻了。不过这样下去，大家都跑起来，很有可能。请各位不要慌张，不要慌张，保持冷静，有序行动。
This isn't that crowded. I don't see that many people. I don't think
原来如此，没有
that
要
big
挟
of an
他发现我
issue.
遇见了麻烦，所以故意去惊吓其他人。帮我听你的描述，他确实不像是危害世间的那一类存在。
Alright, let's at least mention that. It's all true.
好吧，既然他也保证了不会伤害别人，我这次也可以视而不见。但是，如果有哪一天他做了出格的事，就算并非方士的本职工作，不，既是我做出的判断，那我们就走吧。反正这里的主办者看上去，怎么了吗？因为我相信我对善恶的判断是正确的。如果不能对善恶保持敏感的话，很可能就会做出后悔一生的事。等下，原来你刚刚想表达的意思是，我这样吗？说的也对。
Okay, I wouldn't say that I thought he was obstinate before. That's not the impression I got of him before. So it's a bit odd that they're going for that now. I would say he was just more, rather, a little aloof and naive and awkward. Nice, we got this ending. Let's see. That's the third ending. So that was... Yeah, so I'm guessing here we can go this way and then it leads to the exact same place. Oh. So there's another option here that leads to another ending. And more options here. Right. So I'll leave it at that for the story quests for today. But let me go back to Seirai Island a bit and explore. Do just a final little bit, but I'll end the stream in about probably 10 or 15 minutes from now, in that range. I figure I've already explored this upper area quite a bit, as well as the cat islands, but these islands much less so. So maybe I'll start from this teleport waypoint and head up north and to the east there. I went to a bit of it earlier when I was exploring the south area, but I feel like there are other areas that I still need to. Oh, there's a challenge pylon there. I was way over there earlier. And there should be a Electroculus somewhere around there. Let's see what this activates. This one looks fairly easy. Yeah, they're giving us a lot of time, but then again, 16's a good high number. Oh, I almost missed that one. I guess that's one way you could really screw yourself over. If you pass by one and you don't realize it, and by the time you do, you're already at the end. And you've wasted too much time. Got these last two. This one's easy. There are a couple samurai guys over there. Let's go kill them. Oh, do this. Oh, come on. Shit. Well, yeah, that's one bad thing about Seirei's buff there. Sometimes you miss. And you can easily send it very far away if you miss. That shield. Try that. How many do I have left? I have done all of the females that are out so far. And I've only done 3 of the Chongyun's endings, and I have not done any of Bennett's. So that's where I'm at in terms of my hangout progress. I don't know if I'll get through all of them before Sayu's and... what is it? Is it Toma? Yeah, before those two come out. I don't think I'll try to get through them, but... or I won't make an effort on purpose to get through all of them or anything, but I might be able to get through all of them. But I figured since they've been out for so long and we are getting another set very soon, why not actually try to get some progress on them, right? Because, to be honest, until a couple weeks ago, I think there's a Electroculus there somewhere. I didn't even have Noel's second quest finished. Second hangout quest's endings completely finished. So I wanted to at least get that one done. The males I could care less about, but not too much. Right. That's the thing. I do care less about the male hangouts than female by a lot. Okay, so this is the source. Oh, there's another one of those there. Press the wrong button. I pressed the button to place the object instead of picking it up. So I ended up... it's like when you accidentally throw a frisbee up into a tree, and you're trying to get it down, and you pick up, I don't know, not another frisbee, I guess, but like a baseball bat, like a plastic one, and you throw it up at the frisbee to get it, and you unfortunately end up with both of them stuck instead of getting the 2 of them. That's sort of what just happened. Okay. So Sarah's definitely not a good support for Diluc here. I really just brought her out earlier for the sake of lighting up electro pylons, but for general combat support, definitely not providing that much. Because at least Yoimiya provides a 25% attack buff thanks to the double pyro resonance. With Sarah, I don't know how big her attack buff is, but she doesn't provide it permanently like Yoimiya does. Okay, so that's a source, and that's a sink. try to build it as straight as possible. And what happens if I the electrogranum? Can I use myself as a point in between? Nice. Okay. That one only required 2. I was a little worried that there might be a third one that I have to do. But just these 2. That's the main island. There's a chest there. Let's go unlock that. Also, wait, did I get the Electroculus that I saw on the map? I must have, right? Because I don't see it on the minimap now. I'm pretty sure it was on this island. Or was it on that island that I saw it? Could be. But, okay, I've explored that area a decent amount already. What about that? Because I've been to that island, I think. Well, I'm gonna go open that chest, and I'm gonna also activate that Electro Sealy, copy or follow it, and see where it leads. And then maybe I'll head down south here, back to one of these islands on the east. Oh, more enemies. Try Beto. I think Beto can provide overall better support. First. Okay. Do that. And she gets the counter automatically because we're on burning grass. Burst. This her burst. And get the counter that way. Use her burst. And that way we get overload damage. Well, not as good as Melter Vape, but still pretty solid, right? That shield. Okay. Go at him with Sayu. Sayu the Hedgehog, right? Okay, let's do that. That shield. Alright, got that chest. Huh, yeah, I wasn't expecting those samurai to be associated with the chest, but I guess that's what it was. Alright, so there's that Electroculus, which is down in the water there, which I haven't been able to get because I can't lower the water. At least not yet. I feel like I keep seeing things in the far away that are phasing in. Let's do that, and oh shit, that missed. Use the enemy defense against Pyro, and then use Steeluk to do a lot of Pyro damage to them. Okay, refresh that shield. And that gets the automatic counter. Use her burst. And his burst. The overload is alright, I guess. I guess with the, since I do have Wanderer's Troops at 2-piece on him, I'm able to make some use out of the EM with the overload damage getting buffed. And I know that Vaporize and Melt also have a small buff from EM. I decided to look it up, and it does turn out that EM affects every elemental reaction, including Melt and Vaporize, even if the effect of EM is less on Melt and Vaporize compared to the other elemental reactions. Because Melt and Vaporize primarily get their damage from the attack due to the 1.5 or 2x multiplier. Oh, maybe the way to solve that one was using the Electro Sealy, which would place an Electro spot, like a relay point. But I cheated it by just being electrified by myself.
还不赖。
Yeah, that must be it. But whatever. Managed to get that. And I'm gonna go to those outer islands there just to make sure that I didn't miss one of them. Because I thought I hit up that one over there, but maybe I hit up the other one that's more south of that. So it's this island with that floating thingy over there. That structure just looks really familiar to me, as if I've been there before. Oh right, yeah, I was here before. This is the one that... Oh, wait, this is the only direction it works on. Oh, and there's the Electroculus over there. Oh, and there's... Okay, there's a bunch of stuff, but let's just keep going this way. Nice. So this island... I'm not seeing a whole lot that's exciting. Some seaweed, or seagrass, I guess, and Ganoderma. But since I don't have Kazuha, these things aren't that useful for me. And I'm really not seeing anything else of interest on this island. It just seems like a generally dead spot. Good to go to, I guess, if you need seagrass or Ganoderma, but it's usually very easy to find those things elsewhere anyway. Plus, you can grow them. So that island probably more for just flavor than anything. It's not all that useful. Now, this is interesting. This one has amethyst, and I can't think of any area in the game where if you see amethyst once, I think you're guaranteed to see amethyst again. I feel like every place in the game that has ore is a place that respawns ore. It's never a one-time thing. Whereas some artifact spots that you can pick up are only one time. After that first time, you'll never be able to pick any more up. So, I'll mark this. This doesn't seem like that convenient of a place to get to, but it's there, and I'll just keep it marked for future reference. Okay, let me see, how difficult is it to get to? It's not that far a trip from that one. But let me just do another quick run around of this very small island, because I think I've discovered everything, but I just want to make sure. Yeah, I don't see anything of note. And if we look at that, it's now up to 92, so this island is actually less now. So I'll probably, next time I do some exploring on stream, I'll probably go to this island. For now, I see that I have 40 resin. Should I condense it? How many? I usually like to have one condensed resin on hand for... Yeah. So that's good actually. So I'm gonna condense the resin, and tomorrow morning I'll be able to condense more before I go to work, so that I don't cap out. Yeah. See, I'm at 966,000 Mora. My Mora's been dropping lately. I think recently. I don't think no, I didn't crown anyone, did I? I think I spent on ascending Noel. It shouldn't be that much. I was at over 1 million earlier. What did I spend on? I forget. Is it Jingchu? Oh, well, I do want to upgrade this on Jingchu. Just so damn expensive. Or Noelle? What's wrong with Noelle? She's good, isn't she? And she's all... Look at that, she's level 11 on this. But for now, I'm planning on keeping her a pure shielder and healer. So that's why it's only invested into the second talent. Well, I spent... Maybe this was what really took it, but I did that a while ago. I need to level up this burst, too. I guess it was also a lot of, yeah, sending weapons, because now I have Solar Pearl level 90. I have the Fish level 90. I've been working on the Witsith. Oh, Dragon's Bane, too. So I feel like Dragon's Bane could be a strong option for, what's her name? Xiangling. Yeah, level 2. To be honest, I kind of regret. I wish there was a way in this game to undo talent levels, because I wish I could have kept her at level 1 and level, I guess, 4 for this. You're forced to. Kind of like I have Zhongli at 110-1. Like, there's something very pleasing about seeing number 1 on these talent levels, and along with the 10. I don't plan on crowning her, but I want to take this one up to level 12. Just costs a lot to do so. Have I bought this today? I don't think this is... Yeah. This is so cheap that I've decided to just start buying it. I guess at some point once I have like 20 or something, I won't care. Alright, though. I'll call it a stream there. I've been going on for, yeah, right around 2 hours, and that's about what I wanted tonight. Just a bit of story and exploration. Felt like we could get a little bit of that done. Yeah, yeah, I'll probably stream tomorrow too. It's been just a lot of evenings of not being able to go out because of not being able to play Frisbee for me. Yeah, just been hurt. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know when I'll be in the mood to get playing more Melty Blood or Ninja Gaiden. Oh wait, actually, let me check. Is tomorrow's... When do these things unlock the next chapters? 8 hours. 8 hours. Okay, so it seems the next... So I guess I'll probably stream either tomorrow or Wednesday the new part of the event. So watch out for that. I hope everyone has a good rest of Monday evening. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.